take back our lives from capitalism and greed.
The greed of the fossil fuel industry is literally destroying our planet.
Saving the planet, say these activists, requires socialism, because socialism creates
an environment that provides for all people, not just the privileged few.
This is simply nonsense. Just nonsense.
Tom Palmer, unlike AOC and most of us, has spent lots of time in socialist countries. Decades ago, he smuggled books into the Soviet Union. More recently, he's been driving in supplies for Ukraine. What he's seen convinces him that AOC and Bernie and these protesters are just wrong about what's green.
We tried socialism, so we ran the experiment. It was a catastrophe. Worst environmental record on the planet.
In China, socialist leaders noticed that sparrows ate valuable grain, so they launched a campaign encouraging people to kill every sparrow.
Billions of birds were killed. It was insanity.
People banged pans and blew horns, scaring the birds into staying in the air for longer than sparrows can tolerate.
These poor birds were exhausted and died and fell from the skies.
Officials with guns shot the birds.
You look at the people who were chasing down and killing the sparrows in the old films, they were into it.
If you failed to show enough enthusiasm for the socialist goals of the party, you are going to be in trouble.
The party's campaign succeeded. People killed nearly every sparrow. But
all it takes is 2 minutes of thinking to figure, wait a minute, who's going to eat all the bugs?
Without the birds, insects multiplied and destroyed more crops than the sparrows had.
People starved as a consequence of that. People confuse socialism with just a nice government or a government that's sweet or made up of my friends.
In reality, socialism means central planning. Over time, that ends badly.
What AOC wants to do is basically give the Pentagon or similar agencies control over the entire society. And she thinks that's going to turn out well. It's a joke.
China's central planners keep making mistakes. Many bodies of water are bright green because fertilizer runoff created algae blooms.
It kills everything.
Socialism creates pollution wherever it's been tried.
We see it in China.
And we saw it in Soviet Russia.
Stalin needed cotton for the army.
He decided it should be grown in a dry area. That required diverting water from the Aral Sea.
It is the fourth biggest inland lake in the world, and it shrank to less than half its size.
Soviet planners caused catastrophic environmental costs to the whole population.
All right, that was then. Now the rules would be different. Now the rule would be green.
Strong government policy, which does not allow the greed and profiteering.
All the time we hear socialists say, well, next time we'll get it right. Next time. How many next times do you get?
Many, apparently.
What just happened?
Socialist mismanagement led to the disaster at Chernobyl. First response? Lie to the public.
The accident is well under control.
This HBO series is pretty accurate.
Cut the phone lines.
The first thing they did was tell everyone to shut up about it.
Contain the spread of misinformation.
Yet major American media still claim socialists protected the environment.
A New York Times op-ed credited Lenin's eco-warriors for establishing nature preserves.
These are not nature preserves, it's a fantasy. You can call something a nature preserve and feel good about it, but when you use it as a dumping ground for heavy metals, for radioactive waste, in what sense is it a nature preserve?
Capitalists destroy nature too. Free societies need some government rules to prevent that. But free markets with property rights often protect things better than bureaucrats can.
You get a private farmer. They're concerned about the ability of the farm to grow food next year, year after year after year after 100 years into the future, long after that farmer is going to be gone. Why? Because the farm has a capital value. That's the capital in capitalism. And the consequence is they want to maximize that.
That protects the environment. Also, capitalism creates wealth. When people have enough money that they don't have to worry about starving or freezing, They can afford to protect nature. That's why capitalist countries have cleaner air and water you can swim in, and they can afford to pay for wild animal preserves.
When no one has any property rights and people are poor, tigers and elephants are considered a burden and pests, and they kill them. When you're wealthier, you can afford more amenities. You can care about the environment.
Socialists say they care, but the real world shows that if we hope to protect the environment, capitalism just works better. Since capitalism does work, please click that button if you like these videos and would like to help us make more.